The Nissan X-Trail is one of Ireland's favourite family SUVs, and it has been for many years. This is the new version and it introduces hybrid power to the X-Trail range for the very first time. But is the X-Trail still one of the best family SUVs you can buy? In this video, I'm going to take a closer look to find out. Before we get into the rest of the review, please click subscribe to stay up to date with all our latest videos. And remember, you can find more Nissans for sale on Carzone.ie, Ireland's trusted motoring marketplace. The X-Trail slots in above the Qashqai in the Nissan range, and it goes on sale from about €46,000 for a 5-seat version. And then the 7-seat versions go on sale from about €55,000, but they also come with all-wheel drive as standard. The styling of this new Nissan X-Trail is more of an evolution than a radical change, but it does look more modern and muscular than before. And I think it certainly has curb appeal when you compare it to rivals like the Skoda Kodiaq, the Peugeot 5008, the Hyundai Santa Fe, and also the Kia Sorento. It does have rugged charm. Now, the new X-Trail gets Nissan's new V-Motion grille, just like the Qashqai. So it has very distinct split level lighting, including these daytime running lights and full LED headlights. The Nissan X-Trail gets 18-inch alloy wheels as standard, but this top of the range SVE model gets 19-inch alloy wheels, and there's also a chrome finisher at the front bumper and at the back. The boot is a little bit bigger than before, so it's 560 litres in 5-seat versions, and in 7-seat versions it's 465 litres when those two extra seats are folded flat into the floor. Now overall, the boot in a Skoda Kodiaq is a little bit bigger, and when you have those 2 seats in place, those extra 2 seats, there's 170 litres of space, so there's still some space here for a few extra bags. Now there's no clever switches to let down the rear seats, but the rear seats do fold 60-40 as standard, and in this top of the range SVE model they split fold 40-20-40, and this model also gets a powered tailgate as standard. Just like the Qashqai, the rear doors open at almost 90 degrees, which makes this ideal for getting in and out of the car and also for fixing child seats. That's a really useful and practical feature. And then once seated, the space here in the back of the X-Trail is really impressive. I have loads of legroom. There's also loads of headroom, and even for the middle seat passenger, there's a flat place here for them to rest their feet. These rear seats can also recline a little bit, and you can also slide them forwards and back, which you're going to need to do to make some space for the people in the 3rd row of seats. There's also tri-zone climate control in this top of the range SVE model, and there's a USB-C and a USB port as well. So to get into the back, it's just one motion. You lift that lever, move that forward. Now there's not a huge amount of space to get into the back, but I'm going to give it a go. And yeah, it's not bad at all, but I think it's more suited for children than adults. Actually, they designed these seats for people up to 160 centimetres, and there actually is a little bit of space to put your feet under the 2nd row of seats, and you can also move that 2nd row of seats forward and backwards to make a little bit more space for the passengers here in the back. But again, these are for occasional use or for children, so it's really not bad at all. The X-Trail gets a brand new interior, and it's a big step up in terms of design and quality compared to the previous version of the car. The design of the dashboard is much more simple and minimalist, and the quality is really good, I have to say. It really stands out for that. So it has quite an upmarket feel. This car is now made in Japan, just like the Ariya electric crossover, which is another favourite Nissan of ours at Carzone. Standard equipment includes dual zone climate control. There's also a reversing camera and a full suite of standard safety equipment. But we think you'll want to go up to the mid-range SV Premium because it adds a full digital driver display and also this 12-inch touchscreen, which looks really impressive. And it comes with a wireless Apple CarPlay connection, but if you have an Android phone, you'll still have to use a cable to connect to Android Auto. SV Premium also gets an electric sunroof that floods the cabin with light. If you go up to the top of the range SVE model, like the one that we have here, it gets a Bose stereo. There's also wireless smartphone charging and these synthetic leather seats. So it just adds a more luxury feel to your X-Trail. The new X-Trail sits on a new platform that allows it to be electrified for the very first time. So there's no more diesel, the range is now exclusively hybrid, and it uses the same hybrid that's in the new Qashqai as well. So it's badged the X-Trail e-Power. It's a bit different to other hybrids. It's not a plug-in hybrid, so you don't have to plug it in and charge it. It uses a 1.5 litre turbo petrol engine that generates electricity to charge the battery, which then powers the electric motor to drive the wheels. The X-Trail has a new lightweight design. For example, the bonnet and the front and rear doors are made of aluminium, and certainly it does feel lighter and more agile on the road than some of those large plug-in hybrid SUVs like Hyundai Santa Fe or a Kia Sorento. So I do think that's a real advantage to this hybrid setup with a small capacity battery on board. It is nice to drive, it's very smooth. 7-seat versions get 211 horsepower, while 5-seat versions get 201 horsepower. But it feels very responsive, and it's very quiet here in the cabin. It's almost like driving an electric vehicle. Refinement is good as well. There's just a bit of wind and road noise at high speeds on the motorway. It's also very comfortable for the most part as well, but it does ride a little bit firm in town, so you'll know you're going over little bumps and imperfections in the road surface or manhole covers and things like that. But is it efficient? Well, Nissan claim 6.6 litres per 100 kilometres in terms of average fuel consumption for the Nissan X-Trail e-Power 7-seat models. Now at the moment I'm averaging about 7.4 litres per 100 kilometres, which is okay for a big SUV like this, but it's nothing really remarkable considering how innovative this new hybrid is. But in town driving, for example, you can slip it into the EV mode and you'll get a few kilometres of electric driving, and that certainly does help the overall fuel consumption of the vehicle. You start to see the average go down again. So I think with a little bit of cleverness, you can run this car a bit more efficiently. There's also one pedal driving possible as well. It has the Nissan's e-pedal system. But generally it is a really nice SUV to drive. It feels agile, doesn't feel too bulky on the road, and it's a very smooth and relaxing driving experience. The new Nissan X-Trail has really stepped up in design and quality, and with that new hybrid powertrain, it's a much smoother and more refined drive than ever before, though it's not quite as efficient as what you might expect from such an innovative hybrid. But if you're looking for a big, well-built SUV that has a hybrid powertrain that you don't have to charge, then this new X-Trail might be the one for you.